In race 1 of the 2022 Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Championship here at Grand Bend, pole sitter David MacKay got out to an early lead. However, this race soon became a battle of attrition as frontrunners MacKay and Will Hornblower both went down. This gave local hero Trevor Dion an easy path for his first national pro sport bike win. How will MacKay and Hornblower respond here in race 2? And welcome to Grand Bend on the west coast of Ontario for race number 2 of the Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike National Championship. Elliot Vieira had a strong opening race, finishing second, and Jake Leclerc is looking to bounce back with some points here in race number 2. The 2022 Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Championship is presented by Joe Rocket, Traction Heavy Duty Parts, and BS Battery. The riders starting to roll out now and get ready for their warm-up lap. It is my pleasure to reintroduce Michael Leon joining us in the broadcast booth. Welcome aboard, mister.
Thanks, Frank. Excited to be here. Excited to see how this race is going to turn out. And out of these 5 riders on the first 2 rows, 3 of them crashed out yesterday, so they're looking for redemption. And on the 3rd row, we've got Connor Campbell and Matt Simpson, and Louis Rafa and Jordan Bowder.
Brad McRae, of course, on the 17 bike. Rob Kipping, who became an instant hit with all the CSBK camera folks at Grand Bend. Here we are now and getting ready for the start of this race number 2. Let's go down and talk with Hannah Streak, our Dunlop pit reporter.
Thanks, guys. David MacKay, number 82 on his fast company Kawasaki, is hoping for retribution today in race 2 after a crash that prevented him from completing race 1. He's got tough competition, though, as he's battling Trevor Dion and Elliot Vieira for the podium finish. Back to you, Frank.
Thanks for that, Hannah. And as we get ready for the Bickle starting lights to come on, you know the starting procedure here, Mr. Leon. They all come on and then we wait expectantly for them to go off. They have gone off now. The field has launched and we'll see who has the lead. Is it Dion? No, it's MacKay. David MacKay has snatched the lead on the Kawasaki.
A much better start in this race compared to round 1, where Hornblower got off the line much better.
Well, Dion running in 2nd spot there and coming onto the back. Oh, no,
I think that's Simpson.
Big crash. Big crash there. That is Simpson. It is Matt Simpson.
Kind of heartbreaking for him. He had a great run in round 1. And you saw that he started at the high side and started coming around, and he almost recovered it, but then tucked the front.
Brad McRae just missing the fallen motorcycle and the fallen rider. Let's have another look now as he tucks the front end, pushes off to the side, just about takes somebody with him. I'm not sure who that was. Let's have another look, Michael.
Very quick reaction from all the following riders. They were all successfully able to avoid the motorcycles and get around. They're out in the weeds out there. That's obviously not easy pavement to ride on.
Well, bad luck for Matt Simpson, but good luck all around for the field that we were able to get through that without more carnage. Now we're working through the bus stop, which is right in front of the grandstands. The fans just eat this up, and a lot of the fans, of course, are from this area. Simpson's back on track.
Yeah, he's joining. I guess he's going to try to maybe gather up some points if the machine is rideable. And that accident has allowed the front 3 runners here to break away a little bit, I think.
Well, Hornblower holding on to 3rd spot. Yeah, the top 3 riders are starting to get a little bit of distance here. Vieira running back in 4th spot, and Leclerc on the 811 bike holding on to 5th spot as we speak. Honda rider Louis Rafa in 6th, and local rider Jordan Bauer holding on to 7th spot there and giving chase to the top runners here. But the top 3 riders, Mike, are starting to get some serious distance here.
They're definitely breaking away, and we have MacKay in the lead here, and he's riding the same machine that he crashed in round 1. They were able to repair it, and they have 2 machines, an A bike and a B bike, and he prefers the A bike.
very much more comfortable on it. Now a shot from the drone as they go into that bus stop area. You know this area well, Michael?
Yes, that actually, unfortunately, I crashed in this section in the first round of the Superbike. I know you didn't want to mention it, but hey, it's part of it.
Yeah, all part of racing indeed. MacKay still with the lead. And you know the beautiful thing about these double headers, of course, MacKay had a lot of bad luck yesterday, as did Hornblower, but they get another day. They get another chance to fight.
Exactly, you get another shot at it. And sometimes that, horrible result in the first race gives you extra motivation to try to make up for it. You go into the next one trying to do better.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing, indeed. And we're watching fast qualifier here, by the way, is David MacKay, and lap record holder is Dion in the 600 sport bike class. And, of course, Hornblower was a national champion back in 2020.
He was, and, he didn't score any points in round one, and I think he's decided to go into this race to come out with some points. You can see...
Well, rest assured, MacKay's thinking the same thing. He does not want to make a mistake like he did yesterday.
Absolutely. And MacKay has yet to win a national race. And we have following him Trevor Dion, who just won his first. And Hornblower following up, who's already has a championship in his pocket from a few years ago. So it's going to be an exciting race, and these three riders are hometown sore riders.
Yes, I was just going to touch on that. As a matter of fact, they know this track intimately and have done very, very well down here. And now that the national circuit comes to town, they're showing the way around.
Yeah, they're definitely checking out on the rest of the field. Those drone footages showed the perspective, and I think they've actually been able to stretch it out.
So Dion now having a good look at MacKay. I thought he had a look at the inside there, and he does take a slightly tighter line rather onto that back straightaway. Here's a chance for them to use all the horsepower available as they head down into that carousel, that long right-hand corner, Michael, that just never seems to end.
And you can see Dion still has a slight inside line turning in compared to MacKay in that corner.
And MacKay here leading Dion and Hornblower up close. Elliot Vieira, Jake Leclerc running in 5th spot. Hang in, we'll be right back. Closed captioning of CSBK Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Racing is presented by Pro 6 Cycle, Revs for Revs, Goderich Toyota, and AIM Insurance. We're back at Grand Bend Motorplex as MacKay leads Dion and Hornblower, and Michael, these guys have absolutely disappeared on the rest of the pack.
They have checked out, Frank. And in this race, Will is doing much a better job keeping pace with the leaders than he was in the round one. He had to come back from much further back and work his way forward. And he's right there with the lead group at the front. I'm sure that's what he wants.
Gotta love these onboard shots. We're on board right now with Will Hornblower as he is trailing Dion and in turn trailing MacKay. Oh, we're right up close there now as Hornblower perhaps has a pass in mind here, Mike, as they get onto this back straightaway. Let's see whether he can pull one out.
I think right now Hornblower is probably seeing David pulling out a little bit of a gap, and he's probably starting to think now, if he's got to make a move to get by Trevor, he's going to have to do it soon.
Yeah.
To make sure he doesn't lose touch.
And if he sees that gap between MacKay and Dion, then he's definitely going to want to get in front of Dion and give good chase to MacKay.
You could see him looking up the inside a little bit in corner one there, thinking about it.
MacKay and Hornblower have had a number of duels here at this racetrack in the regional series. Dion is relatively new to this fist fight.
Yeah, but he's certainly doing a great job.
Oh, no question. Excellent job, and he has a strong fan following here as well. We noticed a large applause as he went through the bus stop area.
And riding the Superbike really well as well. I mean, setting that lap record and
he slaughtered the lap record in qualifying.
Impressive.
Yeah. So there you have the Superbike qualifier running in the sport bike class right now, and then the sport bike fast qualifier leading this race and going for a bit of a ride now. Hornblower must be getting a little bit frustrated. Look at the distance, Michael.
Okay, stretching it out a little bit there on the at that. I think he's getting a better drive onto the straight.
MacKay using a lot of racetrack there and going very, very wide. And let's not forget, that's where he crashed yesterday. That's the scene of the crime, so there's something going through his mind as he goes through that corner.
I can tell you from experience, those first few laps, I'm sure he was thinking, okay, let's not throw it away. Yeah. And in race one, I spoke to David a little bit, and he he was thrown off a little bit by the red flag. You know, I think it broke his rhythm, and he maybe was riding a little too aggressively on the restart, and definitely wants to make up for it today.
Well, MacKay is putting distance on Dion, and Dion is starting to put some distance on Hornblower. All of a sudden, where we had Hornblower threatening just 3 laps ago, suddenly we find he's back, maybe a bike length and a half, maybe 2 at times.
We're coming up on the halfway mark, and at this part of the race, you know, the tires are starting to wear out a little bit, and you know, those first few laps are usually a little bit chaotic. Riders can often ride a little bit above their pace. Once you get into the middle, it's hard to continue doing that.
Understood. On board again with Will Hornblower on that Yamaha R6, the Bickle Racing sponsored rider, and he is moving up on Dion, and looks like he's got a pass happening here as they go into the horseshoe there.
That was a nice pass. Just came up the inside on the brakes and got the job done, which is what he needed to do.
I had just commented that there was distance happening there and that Hornblower didn't have it happening. Did you see MacKay look back?
I did, actually. I guess he probably was checking out his pit board earlier. Oh, here we're going to see the pass. He's setting him up a little bit better drive out of that last corner.
Yes.
Pulled up alongside him, and once you're inside on the brakes, the pass is done.
It looked like Dion broke traction just a bit coming out of there.
Oh, maybe. Yep.
But beautiful pass, well executed, and now he can set off after his arch rival. David MacKay is right in front of him. Keep in mind, Kipping running back in 10th spot. Connor Campbell's holding on to 9th. Brad McRae into 8th. Bauer holding on to 7th spot. Louis Raffa on the Honda in 6th. And then Jake Leclerc on the Yamaha chasing the top 4.
I noticed Leclerc there in 5th, and obviously as well, he wants to make up for that crash in the round 1 as well.
Yeah, there's some redemption happening here as many of the riders are trying to make up for stuff that happened yesterday.
Well, another crasher from yesterday who brought out the red flag was McRae, who's running in 8th place, and he's a rookie pro, so he's doing great.
And as we work lap 9 here at Grand Bend, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Grand Bend as we are working race number 2 of the 2022 Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Championships. David MacKay leading over Will Hornblower and Trevor Dion. Trevor Dion dropping off the pace slightly here, Mike. And one of the things I was thinking about, he runs a lot of regional races down here. He's not used to the length of a CSBK National Championship race.
Absolutely true. That transition when you start doing the Nationals, the races are a little longer. Sometimes there's a period of adjustment. But also you got to think he's doing double duty. You know, he's racing in Superbike and in 600s. You know, there's a lot of focus required. But he's fallen off, but not by that much.
I don't know if you noticed it, but Hornblower had his back wheel just slightly off the ground. He was braking very hard in there, and I'm hoping he keeps that in mind because that's the type of mechanic to put him on his backside at trackside yesterday.
Yeah, he has gone into this race and told us that he's thinking about the championship points. He's not going to go out and try to win at all costs. But like all the racers on the grid, you know, when you put the shield down and the lights go out, sometimes all those plans go out the window. So it looks to me like he hasn't given up quite yet.
And as Hornblower continues to put pressure on MacKay, earlier we had a chance to talk to Will Hornblower about his status now as a veteran in this class.
I feel definitely one of the more experienced guys now in the pro sport bike class, and it's definitely interesting to see this new crop, you know, the Dions, the Leclercs, Matt Simpson, all those guys start coming up and start putting it together where, you know, I still think of them as first year pros, but they've been around for a bit now. Definitely cool to see us constantly progressing. I do like to see that. Like the lap times this weekend they're just record setting. It's unbelievable. It's crazy fast. So it's cool to see it always progressing.
Back in action once more, and Hornblower, there he is in action, and the distance now between them and Dion, this is a 2-horse race.
Absolutely, and we're on lap 11, so only a few laps left, and it looks like Hornblower is definitely not out of the game. He wants to.
He's looking for redemption, isn't he?
Of course, and he's also weighing the champion. He knows what it takes to win one of these championships. He's done it before, and he knows if he throws it away again, that's out the window.
Absolutely. There's only so many races in the season, and you've got to make them count. Now, his arch rival, who's sitting in front of him right now, of course, is in the same situation, essentially, as what Will is.
Yes, and for MacKay, there's also the added pressure. He's never won a pro sport bike, national pro sport bike race. He's won regional races before, but he's never won a national.
Oh, MacKay doing a really good job of keeping that bike tight. A couple of laps ago, Michael, he went quite wide, and had he had done that same line there, I'm sure Hornblower would have been all over him. Hornblower missing from the Nationals from last year, did not compete through the 2021 season, unfortunately, after taking a championship just the year before. Yeah, that was, with COVID, there was a lot of missing riders. A lot of riders had a bit of a difficult time putting programs together, but we're all happy that he's back. Dion holding on to third spot and becoming quite distant, but I don't think he's in any danger at all, Michael, in that Vieira is indeed a dot in the distance. Yeah, Vieira's in fourth, and Dion, yeah, agreed. Yeah. But Hornblower, let's see what he does on this run down the back straightaway. He got a good grunt, got a really good push out of that corner. He did. I think he's got something happening here. He had a look last lap around. Let's see if he does anything this time. Hard on the brakes again. The back wheel jumping off the ground as Hornblower grabs a mitt full of brakes heading into that carousel. Now keeping it nice and tight on the grass. Beautiful line. We've got two different machines here, too. You can think of that. There goes Hornblower. He looked up the inside. Has he made the pass there? Oh, they were perfectly side by side there for a moment. Hornblower backing off and taking his position once more. He'll fight again. I thought he was going to pull that one off. And as we are now working on the last 4 laps of this race, we're going to take a quick break and come back with the exciting conclusion of the Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike National Championship race. The Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike National Championships are brought to you by Joe Rocket, Traction Heavy Duty Parts, and BS Battery. We're back at Grand Bend Motorplex, and I'm standing alongside Michael Leon as we're watching the final 4 laps of this race. Michael, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get sweaty palms. This is starting to get really exciting. It's a pretty exciting race, even though there hasn't been many changes in position. This track is very difficult to pass on. There's only a couple of spots on the brakes. Hornblower moving in. No, nothing happening. Sorry, Mike. One of the best spots is into corner 1, where we've seen multiple passes already, but that's not going to work for Will waiting for the last lap. Oh, look at this. Now he pulls out to the left, trying to line up an inside pass in the bus stop. No, not quite. Closes it up, gathers up maybe half a bike length, but if he's going to make something happen, he's got to get closer. He's all over him. And you got to think, it may be possible that Will's showing him a wheel on one side of the racetrack. He's got a lot of experience thinking to force MacKay to cover on that side to maybe make a pass on the other side. We've seen that happen before. Yeah, makes a feint to one side and then passes on the opposite side. MacKay, of course, has suffered that victimization, if you will, on a number of occasions, and he'll be wise to it. He'll be on guard. He's right there. It's. He's getting a good drive too out of that corner. Awesome. Right up, he's drafting up, trying to set him up on the brakes. And he is a braking artist coming down into there. There's been several times now. Watch him if MacKay drifts wide here. It'll give Hornblower an excellent opportunity, but no, David is right on his mark each and every lap. He's riding that bike very, very well indeed. MacKay is impressive into that carousel section. He's really able to trail brake pretty deep, considering that he crashed there. Yeah, good point. He's really holding his own in that corner. He's got to feel the pressure, though. He knows he's there. He knows Hornblower's right there. Oh, he for sure he can hear him. But what do you do in a case like that except defend your line? That's it. And sometimes, there's a tendency where you try to protect your line too much, and it actually slows you down. Mm-hmm. So you got to weigh the two options. How much do you protect versus how do you try to put your head down and break away? Yeah, there's times when MacKay is drawn back, it seems almost. He doesn't get the drive out of corners, and that's where Will Hornblower seems to accomplish closing up the distance on him, and he's doing it again on the back straightaway here. And he was experimenting with an outside line a little bit there. He's having a look. He's having a look. And that time, MacKay did go a little bit wider. And you remember last lap around, he was almost on the grass. MacKay perhaps has lost his pace a little bit. And we've only got one lap to go. That was the last lap flag.
And that was the last chance for Will to pass into corner 1, where he's been strong. He's also strong into the corners that you call the bus stop. That I was watching him trackside. He's one of the strongest breakers into that section, but it's a difficult place to make a pass because it's a 90-degree corner.
Oh, I think MacKay's got a stranglehold on this. Look at this. He's got like 6-7 bike lengths now through that right-hander. You can see the front end starting to chatter a bit on MacKay's bike. And again, Hornblower having a look from the inside of that corner, but too far to go. It's a bridge too far.
We'll have to see what kind of drive he gets here onto the straightaway to see if he can line him up again to try to outbrake him into the carousel.
Oh no, way too wide.
He was a bit wide there.
Way too wide. We'll see how that pans out at the end of the back straightaway, but I don't think that did Will Hornblower any good whatsoever.
The last chance is going to be around the outside here, exiting the carousel to try to get him.
He's not giving up. He's going to try it. He's going to try it. He is right there. Now they come up to the finish line.
Drag race.
Oh, man, that was close.
It's a close finish.
Holy, jumped up.
But still a great result for both of these riders. The first win, first national sport bike win for David MacKay.
Margin of victory, 0.017 seconds.
That
is a close race, my friend. Wow. Awesome stuff. Look at this. Now we go into the slow motion. The flag being waved there. MacKay knows that he has taken his first national championship win.
That's got to feel great after coming back from a crash.
Oh, especially. And for both riders, really. I mean, Hornblower had one of the most dramatic crashes I think I've ever witnessed in CSBK racing.
MacKay's, his team has been at this for a number of years. His crew is mainly his father, but he also has Fast Company with Andrew Westbrook setting up his suspension, and they put a lot of effort into this program. Great to see them come out with a win. Let's have a look at our final standings. We got Matthew Simpson recovering from his crash, finishing 11th. Connor Campbell in 8th. And our winner, MacKay, 1st. Hornblower 2nd. Dion 3rd. Elliot Vieira 4th. Jake Leclerc 5th. Jordan Bauer in 6th. And Brad McRae, the rookie pro, in 7th.
Not getting away from me, David MacKay. You may have got away from the rest of the sport bike riders out there, but I got you this time. Wow, what a race. Congratulations, Dave.
Thank you so much. What a great feeling to finally put one on the top of the box.
Holy cow, the fans were going nuts. Hornblower was giving you trouble all race long, and he took that last Hail Mary stab at you, came up a little short. You're the champ.
Yeah, I knew he was there, and I knew on that last lap he'd be coming hard, so I made sure to keep that in the back of my mind. Made sure I was playing the track right, where I was on the track at all times, keeping him in the back of my mind, but we just wanted to make sure we did a solid last lap, and, we pulled it home.
Let's take a look at our point standings after round 2 as Trevor Dion is leading. 12 points back from him is Elliot Vieira. David MacKay hasn't lost that much when you figured, Mike.
The championship is still pretty tight. I mean, Vieira and MacKay are only behind by 12 and 13 points.
Right. And David MacKay celebrating on the podium his first national championship win in the Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike class. On behalf of the entire CSBK crew, this is Frank Wood speaking. Alongside Michael Leon, thanks for joining us. See you next time.